Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me as I review Luca Guadagnino's Challenger. Luca is a very interesting director. He's made films like Call Me By Your Name, the remake of Suspiria, and Bones and All. And so he likes to dive into desire and passion, and Challengers is a perfect film for him. This film is no different from what he's capable of doing, and I think it's actually 100% in his wheelhouse. So I want you to know going into it that you're going to see an art house director with a budget doing an amazing job. But my fear is that coming from the trailer, you might expect some steamy love triangle romance, and I don't know if that's exactly what you're going to get out of it. It's really a movie about trying to find the purity and passion in the sport of tennis, but it's also about the love of ambition more as the love of any human being for that matter. If you're looking for something a little bit more when it comes to a love story, this might not be it. In fact, when I walked out, I didn't feel any empathy for any of the characters. In fact, I've kind of found them to be spoiled little brats. But it was really interesting because technically this is an amazing film, like across the board, and it's also fun to see Zendaya become a. We're just watching her grow up on screen. It's like we've been watching her career as she's grown up on screen. So she plays a college student and then grows up to be a mother. And if you don't know, or if you don't like movies that are timeline jumpers or a nonlinear narrative, this is definitely not the movie for you. So that being said, like I said, I didn't feel any connection to the characters, so I'm kind of curious to see how the audience is going to respond to a film like this, thinking they're going to go in and see a steamy love story, because it's really not. It's not steamy, or is it really about a love? There's a little bit more to it than, and I think that might be another problem is that Luca has placed things that are really on the nose. So it's if you're looking for a love story, you might want to check out a very underrated film called Wimbledon with Paul Bettany and Kirsten Dunst. But this film kind of also reminds me of a Sam Raimi film called For the Love of a Game, where Kevin Costner is on his way to pitching a no-hitter, and it jumps around to the backstory of his life that leads up to this game. So that's what you're kind of walking into. What's really exciting for me, and I'm a very biased, and I'm going to say it loud and proud, I'm a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, so whenever Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross puts out a soundtrack in a film, I get really excited. And what's really interesting about this movie, Luca uses music as like another character. It's a little jarring at first. It's kind of like letting the actors take their moment and then cue music. And it could be a lot, but at the same time, it's a really different way of using music in film. So I was really intrigued in watching that. So the added bonus is that Nine Inch Nails comes out with a new song, and it's in the end credits, and it's worth staying and listening to, especially if you're in an IMAX movie theater. Um, yeah, it's. I'm really going to be interested in what the audience reaction is. Like I said, it's a really good film. If you love tennis or you love Zendaya, go watch the film, and tell me about it. I want to know what you feel as, especially going into it after watching a trailer, and then what your takeaways when you leave. So, please, this is just my opinion. This is my thoughts. I want to hear your voice. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about Challengers, and I love to start that conversation because this is a really interesting conversation piece. So until next time, or until we talk online, please stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.